Hello, my name is Chris Sayans. I serve as the Executive Director of Community Safety out of the Office of Community Health. The book that I read today is entitled Enough. I thought that this book was an amazing book. It highlighted 20 protesters throughout history who stood for justice and it stood for civil rights, not just for themselves, but for people. And for that, I'm grateful for each and every one of those. I believe someone should read this book because it highlights different protesters who stood for something. I'm a firm believer that if we don't stand for anything, then we'll fall for anything. So if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for whatever's out there. So it just gives us the opportunity to say, you know what? I can stand for something. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your background. We can stand for what's right. So growing up, two of my favorite people growing up, one was Rosa Parks. She kept her seat. I'm gonna tell you why this speaks volume to me. My grandmother passed away in 2005. In 2005, she was 93 years old. Her parents were slaves. She wore the little nurse's outfit or the cleaning outfit from the movie The Help, the book. She wore those outfits up until she was 90 years old. And to see her struggle, to see how she went from post-slavery to live through Jim Crow, civil rights, and to be able to say all the things. She gave us vivid stories of this moment with Rosa Parks sitting on the bus and what it meant for her, what it meant for our family, what it meant for generations to come. And it just spoke volumes to who she was. And a lot of people also forget that Rosa Parks passed away when we was in school. So to have that background from my grandmother and then to sit up here and look at this history that was livable history, that this is less than 70 years ago, still speaks volume to where we come from, where we are, and where we need to go. The other person that sticks out to me, I'm gonna show him if I can find him right fast. If I can find him in this book, is Martin Luther King. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Is Martin Luther King. I love Martin Luther King, not because of his dream, but I love Martin Luther King because of the fact that he symbolizes change for not just the civil rights movement, but the mere fact that he was in ministry, the mere fact that he was a leader, that he was an icon, speaks volume to me. Here's why. My background is also in ministry. Dr. King is one of the people that I studied, letters from the Birmingham jail and going to the different museums. It did something for me. Coming here, seeing this living history and the mere fact that he had the opportunity to be the pastor of First Baptist East 8th Street. It just speaks volume to the history that was here. And one of the detectives who's now retired, Mr. Napoleon Williams, had the opportunity to escort King while he was right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I have the opportunity to sit down with Mr. Napoleon Donut Williams and ask him questions about King and ask him about Rosa Parks and ask him about the sit-ins and how these particular things have given young people like myself, Arthur, and so many different others the opportunity to be successful. We stand on the shoulders of greatness and we're able to do things because they paved the way for us. I'm so honored because this is living history. This is the Bessie Smith. This means so much to me, and the mere fact that I'm here to read to others that this can go down in legacy and history, to be able to be something that outlives our breath. You know, books outlive our breath. The work that we do will outlive our breath if we do it right. And I want to leave a legacy for my kids that are watching right now, for my nieces and nephews, for their children, and for those that I mentor, that if I'm able to sit here and do this from my background, coming from Chattanooga and living in the hood, and now I work for the mayor, it just speaks volumes to the fact that if I can do it, you can do better, and you can go higher, and you can climb higher. To see change keeps me motivated. I'm a man of faith, I said that earlier, so my faith keeps me going. But I have nieces and nephews who are looking up to me, my wife looking up to me, young people in the community looking up to me, and I want them to surpass me. So if I can go to college from the hood, I went to Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University, Alabama A&M University. If I was able to go there and run track and do all these things and to give back, one thing that we was always taught is service is sovereignty. So I just can't be taught that. I got to also teach it. So that keeps me motivated. It keeps me grounded. And I show my kids this stuff because I'm like, hey, if I can do it, if I can go to school, if I can get a master's or whatever your field is, look, surpass me, go further than me. So that's my drive. That's what keeps me focused. That's a good question. First, start where you are. Be true to who you are and serve in your space of influence, your sphere of influence. And don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be afraid to partner. Let me say that again. Don't be afraid to ask questions and do not be afraid to partner because you never know what's on the other side of that ask. There could be a yes that will change your life for the rest of your life. Quick story. During COVID, I had the opportunity to go and serve the homeless in the bushes and in behind trees and underneath bridges. And we were able to do that collectively through different partnerships right here in the community. Not knowing then, I knew who Tim Kelly was, but I didn't know the mere fact that he would be mayor one day. Literally, just by serving, opened up the door to do what it is that I'm doing right now. We were out here serving the homeless and we were feeding people. We heard stories and he saw that the community, a lot of them knew me from just serving in the community in my prior past, you know, going to the hood and just saying, hey man, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Giving out frozens and popsicles. We did that throughout COVID. And when that happened, he said, you know what, I'm gonna run for mayor. He told me, Chris, I'm gonna run for mayor. I want you to come work for me. I thought he was playing. I didn't think he was serious. But you know what, just through serving, opened up the door for me now to go into the second term with Mayor Kelly. It's just mind-boggling that just asking questions, being able to serve on the other side of serving and that ask is a yes that can change your life for the rest of your life. Yes, so I'm gonna say this. I said it before, if you do not stand for something, you will fall for anything. You have to make a decision to say, you know what, I'm willing to stand for what's right. I'm willing to stand with who's right, and it doesn't matter what people say, no matter what they think. If you are convicted in your heart that you're doing the right thing and that you're in the right direction and you're going the right direction, the sky's not the limit, it's where you start from, and you're able to go further and higher because of that. So I also want to say this, do not be afraid to fail. Even if you fall on your face, you are still moving forward. So I'm grateful for the opportunity just to serve, and I want to encourage somebody to keep moving forward.